from around the world taking the time to be on the session. And for those of you that haven't met me yet, I'm Willem de Villiers from Work Your Wealth Global. I'm currently based in South Africa, and from Work Your Wealth side, you all know by now that we absolutely love educating people on finances and the mindset around it. So during this journey, you all have been somewhere introduced to a company called Karatbars International. And a lot of people have asked me, but Willem, what's the big hype about this company? Why utilize it? Why make use of them? I mean, Karatbars is then an online gold dealer that gives me the ability to buy gold in very small denominations, 0.1 grams to 5 grams. That is either physical or digital gold. And then they created their own cryptocurrency. From there on, they created the very own payment solution based on gold and created their own blockchain technology that runs this entire payment solution. And then further went on into the tech sphere, where they gained the capability to manufacture cell phones and laptops and unmanned aerial vehicles that they actually run and secure safely and securely on this blockchain technology. Why is this such a good company? Why the big hype? And the only way that I can explain that to you is if I first identify a current problem to you so that you can understand the solution, which Karatbars is. So please feel at home and take this journey with me, because I'm quite excited to share this with you. So from previous presentations that my colleagues have done, you would have done your own inflation that you had, as well as the devaluation of money or your buying capacity. So you all will 100% agree with me that fiat actually means backed by nothing because of its continuous devaluation. And one of the biggest reasons why it continuously devaluates is because of an institution called the Federal Reserve, which is the source of currency within each country that has the ability to print new money. But the problem is they can print unlimited amounts of money without any control from us as the citizens. And basic supply and demand, the more supply there is, with the lesser demand, the value thereof goes down. So that is why your buying capacity keeps on devaluating. Then within the same financial or fiat sphere, we have the stock markets, which these days see significant stock market manipulations, and purely because people are working on market sentiment and on price action, and no longer on good market research with regards to the liquidity and stability of a company. And that can be seen with the total financial crashes that's been taking place now in this period with the coronavirus taking place. You saw what happened to the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and how much base points that has come down. And therefore, they're actually able to use trader bots because they're only working on fear and people's emotions and price action. So it's very easy for them to simulate what prices is going down. Then from there on, to make it come back a little bit more to home, where me and you actually work every day, or work or spend on money, is whenever you go through to a vendor or to a service provider and you pay for that services with your debit card or credit card at a point of sale, that vendor or retailer actually pays between 1.5 to 6% of a transaction fee to the banks or the financial institution. And then from there on, this also with phone security, we're moving into a very strong digital age where digitization is growing tremendously, but people are lagging behind when it comes down to the security thereof. We've seen people's phones being hacked by spyware, where you get access to bank accounts and bank account details, and their money has been taken. Then our friends, the banks, which frustrates me a little bit from time to time, because they have these enormous banking fees. I mean, where do you get to an institution where you put your money into the institution, you pay there for that to keep it there, and then when you withdraw it, you pay for it again. So just by putting your money into the bank, you've become poorer, literally. And then this nice thing called a bail-in risk. So I know a lot of you are asking, what is that? So to put it very plainly, when you go to the bank and you want to apply for a loan, but you don't have any credit score or you don't have any assets against which you can lend your money to say that is how you're going to pay them back, then the bank has the option to give you an unsecured loan. So that means that they have no legal obligation or action that they can take against you to get the money back because they gave you an unsecured loan. So in essence, the inverse is true now. Because you've willingly put your money into the bank to store it there or to save it or whatever it is that you want to do, they now have the right to, or you have become an unsecured lender to the bank. So they can at any point in time take the money within your bank account and utilize that however they please. Or if the government says, listen, our debt in the country is too much, we need to service that debt or to relieve some of the problems, let's give everybody a haircut. Let's take some of the money. And yes, I know you're all saying that this is very far-fetched, this is not right. But wasn't that what happened in Portugal a few years ago? Wasn't that what happened in Venezuela? Wasn't that what happened in Greece? And there's a few different countries that we can go back and show that to you. But yeah, that's the truth. Then from there on, ATMs, once again, ATM fees to withdraw your own money that you have put into the bank. So this entire system works on this whole function that every transaction that takes place creates fees, and the fees are payable by you. So that's how the institutions get their money. But all of those fees just go to the bank. It never comes back to you as a client. It never goes back to the country. It never goes back to anybody else. I mean, think about it. How nice would it have been if one of your friends walked up to you, because actually they've asked you, hey, bud, what phone are you using? And you guys go into the whole debate between iOS and Android, or this whole thing about Apple versus Huawei or Samsung versus Huawei. And the next day after your discussion, your friend walks up and says, hey, bud, I've got the same phone than you. That company doesn't come back and say, hey, thanks for being a good ambassador. You don't have to pay your self-in contract for the next month. Or your friend will ask you which bank are you banking with and what's the reason. You take the time to explain that to them. They never come back to you and say, hey, thanks for being a good client or a good ambassador. You don't have to pay your banking fees for the next 3 months. I mean, that's not too much to ask, is it? But that's the biggest problem with this whole financial situation. Your money gets utilized to make other people richer while you actually just become poorer. So they're actually keeping you indebted the whole time. So what's the alternative? And this is exactly where Karatbars comes in. So as I mentioned to you, Karatbars has created their very own payment solution, which is based on gold and run in their own blockchain technology. So from this picture, it looks like this is exactly the same as the current financial institutions or situation. And in essence, it just comes down to the distribution of the fees. So this should make you very, very happy, because they have duplicated a system that is already working, because it has been working for the past few decades, but they've improved it, they've made it better. And how did they make it better? So firstly, each and every one of these transactions that takes place, there's transaction fees that gets generated. But all of these transaction fees is paid in KBC, which is the cryptocurrency for Karatbars. Now you're asking, but why would you want to do that? And in essence, that comes down to the blockchain technology on which this is utilized. So to put it in layman's terms, if you're on building A and you need to get to building B, there's a road in between. You get into your car, which is in building A. But for your car to drive to building B, you need to have fuel in the car. The fuel for the car is the KBC in this point in time. So that is what you utilize to get there. But that is every time the transaction. But the cool thing about Karatbars is they have then also started distributing the profits from their transaction fees, which they have created. So 50% of that goes back to invest into procuring more contracts and joint ventures to buy more gold mines, so that they can mine their own gold, so that they can have more gold value stored within their vaults, so that there is a bigger base and backing for the entire payment solution. So that is what they do with regards to that. Then a certain percentage of these transaction fees goes and gets reinvested into product development and technology development. And that you can see with regards to the development of the K1 Impulse phone that has happened. I mean, this is exquisite phone that works on blockchain technology that is very safe and secure with the interaction and the encryption codes that goes from the one to the other when you're making call or sending text messages or actually trading your crypto with regards to that. And then this is the gold mines that have actually been procured. There's one in Madagascar, there's one in Papua New Guinea, and the other one is now actually done in Brazil. All of them are joint ventures so that they can actually reduce the cost that is involved to procure the gold. So when we buy gold from them in small denominations, it is actually cheaper for us as affiliates or customers of the company. Then from there on, they created their own Karatbars exchange, which is a lot like the stock markets, but here you can trade cryptocurrencies, you can trade gold, you can trade fiat currency, or you can trade in between all of them. You can trade fiat to gold, gold to crypto, crypto to gold, however you want to. All of this creates transaction fees. Then from there on, you've got K Merchant, which is also a point of sale system where you can utilize your cryptocurrency to pay for products and services. But the beauty behind this is the fact that there is no transaction fee that goes to the merchant. All the transaction fees is actually carried by Karatbars themselves. So you have the option to pay in cryptocurrency, but the merchant then has the option to receive in crypto or to receive in fiat currency, depending on his preference. Then Cash Gold. Cash Gold, which is the digital side of the physical gold bullion that takes place, where you can actually send gold from one wallet, which is your Karatpay wallet, to another Karatpay wallet to pay other people or to buy products and services or to buy KBC. So this just makes your gold that you have and which you're hedging your money against, which you're utilizing to hedge your money in, is just a little bit more liquid and spendable. So this is what this looks like. I mean, you can buy that in small denominations, 0.1 gram to 5 grams. So that means that everybody in this world actually has the capacity to start creating some future legacy wealth because they can start hedging their money into gold. And then from there on, we've got the Karatbars system, which is the digital side that is utilized for the cash gold, also run on blockchain technology to protect it and make it more secure, and also creating transaction fees. The WIM laptop that also is run on the blockchain technology, which also encrypts the security and all the communication that takes place. It's also run with KBC. So then we have the CEM, from where you can withdraw your cash gold. If you have a cash gold QR code, then you can withdraw cash gold, so you can go then from digital to physical, and that is also why they have the gold mines, so that they can get you to that point. And then from there on, this entire system is what makes up the whole Karatbars ecosystem, the Karatbars solution that they've created. So from a pure investor mindset, if I can put it that way, the Karatbars offers you two very, very great distinct advantages. It gives you the way to find to hedge your money, so that you can have to protect your money against future devaluation or inflation, and to have capital growth throughout. But then also your capital growth, by buying some of the KBC, you actually get capital growth, because the more they utilize the KBC or these components within the solution or within this payment system, you actually create your very own demand for that coin. So that gives you inherent value to the coin, which over time then increases the value. So that is how great that is from an investor point of view. But then we've also said that certain percentages of this company actually, of the profits from this company, is then given back to the community if they start to educate people how to invest in gold, or how to hedge their money in gold, or actually how to and sell certain products. Then they get direct referral commissions from them. So firstly, this company gives us an income generation by referral commission. They give us asset protection, they give us asset growth, total privacy, and ability to create legacy wealth. They, by allowing us to get into gold and small quantities, which is one of the oldest stores of value, and which is just a very good commodity to be in. Then also through the residual income, you now have the way to actually cover your day-to-day living expenses through the direct referral commissions that you get. So that is why Karatbars is such an amazing company. And I truly hope that by now you understand the value that this company has and the heart and the love that it has for the people, trying to get the power back to you so you can take back your finances and your financial future so that you can have a legacy that you can give to your kids and your grandkids. I truly hope that you enjoyed this presentation as much as I have, because this was truly an honor for me to actually help to educate you to look a little bit differently at your finances and how to start creating a legacy for greater future. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your time. Bye bye.